All right, half that stack is now cut up over there on the first use firewood, and I'll just use that and stack about 6 or 8 pieces up on it, and then cut them in half and put them together and take them over there. So I'm give myself a break from the back bending over. I learned a long time ago, your back starts hurting or aching, you just better stop doing it and give it a little break. So that's what I'm doing. All right, this is my old garden shed. Woodpeckers have been chewing on it. It's old Sutherland kit. I had to go around here and fix where the water is just, wiped out the edges of it. And these panels here along the sides right in here, they're all just like, if you touch it, you can about poke a finger through it. And of course, this is the other end that's opened up on the back side of it. And I use it for, just to throw some stuff that sits outside. And as you can see, that's rotten over there on the back side. And this is an old kit from one of the cheaper stores. And there's the good old-fashioned watching the woodpeckers come in and out, little swallows or something, they're coming in there, so they're building a nest up in there. Anyway, bottom line is I think I'm going to extend this shed, take all the siding off of it, extend it out here another 10 feet and give me a little more room. You can see the wall buckling down through there when you look at that thing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a nice old buckle down the middle of it. Every now and then I have to come back through here and put more screws and nails in it. The studs are at 2-foot centers. And that's what you get when you put that paperboard stuff on a, I've seen houses where they're just all warped up. Anyhow, so let's look inside and I'll show you where I'm going to put that heat kiln. All right, back over here, I've got an old bench that's lined out here. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to build me the wall side on this side over here. Come this way, about 7 foot. And that'll give me a little extra room. It's going to bring me out to about right here, and that'll give me about 3.5 feet between there and there, and then going back into that way I won't be getting into any wiring or electrical or anything, and I'll be able to move most of the stuff out of here. Most of it's just kind of catch-22 stuff, and the shelf top of the box will come up to about right here with the deal in there, so that'll leave me about 40 inches or so, maybe 45 inches or so between the top of the box to use as a shelf. And I'll build it to where it's strong enough to hold most of this. Some of the heavier stuff I'll put down here on the bottom. But anyway, that's where this is going to go. And of course I'm going to line it with this 1.5 inch thick foil board. It's got foil on the back side of it. That'll go towards the inside. And then I'll use aluminum tape to do all the seams. I'm going to keep the height of the inside of the box at the same height so I don't have to cut it, so it'll be nice and tight in there, hopefully. That's what the plan is anyhow. And so I'll probably have to put something on the floor as just a vapor barrier and go with that. But anyway, that's my plan. So I'll end up having to pull this out, get her framed up, get her done, and move all this stuff out of the way. And then, once I get it framed, I'll put it up on the shelf and go that route with it. And then I'll be able to put the foam in it and have room for it. So I've got material list that I'm figuring, and it's going to be in my plans. I'll show you here in just a little bit. So there we go. All right, a nice 40-degree day. Using some of that, oops, I got the wrong color paint from the Lowe's refund. Let's take the paint back kind of a place, and bought it off their bargain rack for about what it cost probably for them to make it. Anyway, this is salmon color. It's not pink, it's salmon. And for those of you guys that think it's pink, you just need to get your head on straight. Anyway, so I hit the ends of it, paint's still dripping, and I was kind of stacked up by the height of them, the thickness of them, and mainly the height. So I'm going to stack up 2 more layers on top of that and get that finished painting. These are just kind of been separated by thickness, so I can put them all together in the same thickness. Here we go. All right, that's what about There were about 28-inch wide round logs. There were 6 of them. They're 4 feet and under, so probably 47 and under. And they have to be 48 inches or under to fit on my sled. Anyway, so there's some nice lumber in there. They're solid across the banks, you know, as far as rows. There's no stickers in there, let me put it that way. And we've got them sealed on the end. And I'll probably throw a tarp or something on the top of them here, just to keep the stuff off until I get them put down to the shed. I've got to build a kiln. So there it is. A little bit more mess to clean up over there, and then we'll move on. All right, I'm getting her unloaded. I did clean out this section of the wall, and there's a mess down in there. I still need to clean up some of that and move that little black box with the mower, that stuff off there. I'll do that in the morning. Take that panel off the wall. Anyway, so it's going to go about 6 feet. It'll go from about right over here, come over here about 6 feet, which will end up about right in here. And that's so about right in here, I guess, in the middle of that cavity. And it'll be about this high as far as where the top shelf goes. So we're going to just build a little box in there and see if we can get this lumber to kiln and kill bugs. So there we go. All right, ended up making a 51 by 82, just a wall panel. And there's, of course, that's the ceiling or the shelf that's come up. And then I have the blocking that goes across there as the blocking. That will intersect the foam on the bottom so that we don't get any wild seams in there. So anyway, that's that. Let me do the 2 side walls. All right, about 2.5 hours later, I've got all the blocking in, around in there for inside sheets. I think I'm good there. And then on the inside, outside edges, just kind of like sheetrock, they go up, but it's 1.5 inches. So I had to go in a little bit more. And then I've got I just went ahead and put a 2x4 down because I had a couple scraps. And it won't matter because that's all just going to be put in there like that. My floor is 6 foot by 4 foot inside dimension. So that should fit all my jigging. And all my blocking's in. Do need to move that outlet back just a hair. So let me get that done. All right. The top is basically in. I've got to do a little fixing on it to get it just right. But it should be good to go. And yeah, so trying to keep my joints tight. I'll still tape them, but I'll let my edges go up against the ceiling to keep it nice and insulated, tight. Anyway, it's coming together. I'm just using utility knife to cut that foam. And big goof, that's not 1.5 inch foam. That's maybe 1.1 inch. If it's probably 1 inch. But anyway, I thought it was 1.5 inch. So I made my dimensions for 1.5 inch. And as you can see, I got about 5/8 of an inch below that at the very bottom. So anyway, I'm a little aggravated at myself for not even measuring the foam. For some reason I had in my mind it was 7, it was 1.5 inches, but it's not. All right, foam's in except for the door. And we'll get that put in as soon as we get some wood put on there. I'll probably put a little reinforcing on the doors or make it 2 panels just to make it easy to get in and out so I don't booger it all up. Anyway, I'm going to get in there and tape all the seams. And so just the corners pretty much. And let's get her taped up. All right, it's all taped up. Ready to put some wood in there. Put the humidifier and that kiln stuff in there. I'll probably just go ahead and load that stuff in there before I get it in there and just see what she does inside there before I put a lot of wood in there just yet. Anyway, she's sealed up. All I'm going to do is take a piece and put it over the door. And I've got a couple of pieces left for maybe a baffle and some of my remnants. So I had 6 pieces. I could have gotten by with 5. Of course, you know, there you go. And my foam being an inch, not an inch and a half, I kind of threw my measurements off just a little bit after I got to looking at it. But anyway, so much. Got a nice shelf. A lot of stuff that was over there and it was on the floor in here is now up on that shelf. So that's good. I just kind of moved some stuff up. Got some stuff off the floor. And I'll clean this up. I'm going to go back to working on this tomorrow. Get all my stuff in there and start seeing what, wiring it up and stuff. But I'm pretty much kaput for the day. I got to clean up, put the mower up, put stuff up. And there we go.